Good morning, November 6th, 7:30 a.m. Welcome to Coffee Talk. Let's turn this light on. Woohoo! Yeah, so it's 7:30 in the morning, and about an hour ago, I just heard the election results. To say that I'm disappointed is, understatement of the century. But instead of wallowing in that, and I wanted to talk about it openly. As open as I can be by myself, I guess. But just want to share some thoughts. I have no plan, no script here, as usual. But anyway. So first, let me say that I was really, 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 really hoping that Kamala would win. Not only because she is not Donald Trump, but I actually liked her. I felt like nobody's perfect, right? And I could predict what her policies would be and blah, blah, blah. And I could look at her record as a VP, not doing a whole lot, but VPs don't really do a whole lot. And I could look at the Biden administration, which I actually think did pretty well. And I could nitpick and nitpick and nitpick, but I actually quite like her. I think she's super smart. I think she's got an extreme amount of kindness and compassion to her, and those things are important to me. So while I'm not trying to make the case for her, since that's sort of moot at this point, I'm just starting this by saying, to give you a point of reference of how disappointed I am. That said, of course, in these times, the first thing my wife said to me was like, I don't know what to do. And I don't know why there would be anything to do. Other than internal stuff, right? Other than continuing to find the peace that's within all of us. And all of the predictions about, the authoritarianism or worse that could ensue, while I'm not denying that is a possibility, we don't know. We don't know. And so many people have made predictions about the future that have just been wrong. Even as of last night, it was I don't think there were many polls that were saying that Kamala wasn't going to win. And so while I'm disappointed and a little worried, mostly this just energizes me to double down on peace. And mostly by that I mean my own internal peace. Just being okay with whatever is, right? I think I shared yesterday this quote that somebody shared with me: accept everything as if you had chosen it. So that's what I'm choosing to do here. And as much as I, think that this statement's kind of trite, it is what it is. And we will deal with it. And it will make us stronger. And who knows, there could be some beneficial side effects that we don't even know about. The other thing I've been trying to do over the past couple weeks is imagine all of the Trump voters. There's a lot of them, right? Maybe some 100 million, something like that. I just can't imagine that they're all, evil, or that they're all hoping for cruelty or disaster or whatever else. So I tried to get in their head, which is kind of crazy, right? But try to see what they saw, right? Like what pain is it that people are experiencing that this guy seems attractive to them? And now even, while, again, I'm super disappointed, it's almost impossible for me to hold any animosity in my heart towards the folks that voted for him. One, because, they voted with their conscience, whatever that was, and that's what we should all do. And two, because I don't know. I can't possibly know what's going on in their world. I mean, who knows? Maybe they're all thinking like this is actually going to create peace. And even some people have talked about his foreign policy, so to speak, not going into wars and stuff like that. So who knows? Really, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? This is not to praise him or justify him or anything else, but I'm just saying in terms of what all of us are supposed to do now, if there is anything to do, like I said, I think it's just to continue to move forward with love towards ourselves, towards our neighbors, regardless of who they voted for, regardless of their opinions. Continue to, I hate to use the word fight, it's just such a bad word, persevere towards our own political aims, whatever policies and so forth we want to see implemented, and all of that in the way that you do in a democracy, even if it feels like democracy has failed us right now. And let's see what happens. But over the next few days and weeks, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of grieving. And I know that a lot of people that were hoping that Kamala would get elected are feeling a lot of trauma. And for that, I do have a ton of compassion, and if speaking with me would be helpful to you, I would be more than happy to do that. So anyway, in these seemingly dark times, I tend to look towards people like Gandhi, who, during also quite dark times, was able to see something different, was able to see through the darkness to the light, and use that light to create change. And I know there's a lot of people that are very angry, and that's a perfectly justifiable emotion. But if we can get past that to what we all have the capacity for peace, regardless of what is going on, I think it's really going to serve us. I also think that Trump getting reelected, which, to be fair, notwithstanding potential, media interference and stuff like that, he did win fair and square, and we would have hoped that if the tables were turned, that the Republicans would have said the same. But I also look to people like Viktor Frankl, who, if you don't know, was a Jewish doctor, psychiatrist, who was taken to a concentration camp during World War II, of course. And in his time there, he chose to see that there must be some meaning beyond the obvious. And in that, he was able to have a more reasonable experience of being there, a more positive experience of being there. He helped even some of the German guards with their marriage problems, and after he got out, he wrote a book, or several books. He wrote this book, the famous book, A Man's Search for Meaning, but then developed a school of psychotherapy called logotherapy, about finding meaning in life. And so maybe there is something to all of this. One, to see even, that we all do have this capacity that Viktor Frankl had, for example, to see beyond the obvious towards something better and brighter. And two, maybe there is some meaning to what's happening. I personally feel like a lot of um, the institutions that we've built up no longer serve us, right? And I feel like AI is one of the things that is going to tear them apart. And I feel that potentially electing a crazy leader is also one of the things. And it might be a wacky ride for a while. I'm not saying that everything's going to be smooth sailing, but perhaps on the other side of that, a new age will emerge. And unfortunately, sometimes, you do have to die to be reborn. So, of course, just as anybody might pontificate or on, this horrible thing is going to happen. Of course, I'm just making a wild guess as to what might happen. But I think to the degree that that any of us, I should say, can see any positivity in this, the better that we're all going to be. And again, if anybody wants to talk, I'm totally up for it. And yeah. Okay, so take care. Cheers.